Welcome back to the Strive to Thrive program. Today we are at week 7, day 1, and a lot of today's exercises will be focused on seated balance. So you will need your chair near you. We're going to start with a standing warm-up, and then we'll go ahead and get into the seated exercises. With that being said, let's get started with our warm-up. So to start, I just want you to do some high knees, and we're going to add in some big forward arm circles. As always, make sure you feel comfortable. Hold on to a chair or a wall or counter at any point if you need to. Just slowly starting to warm up our muscles. And now from here, bring those heels back and cross the arms. All right, the next one we're going to do, you'll have your feet about hip width apart, shoulders down and back, chest out. All you're going to do is slide your arms down your thighs to about your knees. Slowly stand up, and as you do, reach up and kind of open up that chest to the ceiling, and just keep working through that motion. So really reach up as you bring those arms up, and as you slide those hands down, try to keep your chest out instead of hunching your back over. One more here, big stretch, and relax. Okay, you should have felt that a little bit in the back of the legs, so let's just kind of a full body stretch. This next one is going to be what I call a zombie. So you're going to try to reach towards your foot. You don't have to actually touch your foot. And if you need to be near something to hold on, feel free to do so. But you're just going to take the opposite hand and the opposite foot and try to kick up towards that hand. Like I said, if you can only get to about here, that's okay. Do the best you can. Just trying to reach. You should feel the stretch in the back of your leg. It's warming up the arms still, as well as the torso. And stop. All right, next up, we're going to do a lateral tap out. And this time, we're adding in a crossbody punch. So as my right leg comes out, punch across with my right arm. Getting in some of that rotation in the trunk. Awesome job, you can stop with that. Next, you're going to bring the arms out, pull the arms back as far as you can, and give yourself a big hug, arching your upper back a little. Just keep working through that. Alternate which arm is on top each time if you can. Stretch out your chest and your upper back. Last one. And relax. All right, next up, we're twisting side to side. Pivoting on that back foot. Try to keep your eyes looking level as you twist. You're not looking down to the floor. Okay, you can stop with that one. Next, we're just going to roll our shoulders back. Big circles, a few times. And then let's finish off with some wrist circles. Switch directions. And stop. All right, hopefully you're warmed up. Let's get right into the workout now. Go ahead and have a seat to start. And I want you to sit a little bit towards the front of your chair. So your feet are going to be flat on the floor with your knees about hip width apart. And you're sitting up nice and tall. We're practicing that good posture. So your chest is out, your shoulders are down and back, and you're sitting up nice and tall. To start with, we're going to cross our arms, and we're just going to lean forward and then come back up to that good posture position, just straight up. We're not leaning back or anything like that. Just forward and back to the starting position. Okay? Let's go ahead and give it a try. Just lean forward as far as you're comfortable and sit up. Just going to give this a few tries. See how we feel? Even though our exercises today are mostly focused on seated exercises, they do still translate to our everyday life and will help us with our balance, our core strength and stability, and even some full body strength. Last one here, and stop. Okay, hopefully you did that well, because now we're going to take it one step up and actually do it with our eyes closed. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with your eyes closed, you can do it again just with your eyes open. But if that felt pretty good, you felt secure, we're doing the same thing here. All you're going to do is sit up tall, close your eyes, lean forward, and come back up. It'll feel different, probably a little more challenging, but that's what we're going for. Let's go ahead and begin. So lean forward. Keep that tall posture throughout the entire motion. Feel the weight shift throughout your feet as you lean forward and sit back up. We're going controlled. You should feel it working your core muscles as well. Keep those eyes closed. A little longer here. And stop. All right, open up those eyes. You can take a little break. Now, instead of going forward, we're actually going to sway side to side. So the way this will look is you can keep your arms crossed on your chest again, still sitting up nice and tall. All you're doing is swaying from one side to the other, but your hips stay planted on the seat through the entire motion. So you're not lifting up or anything like that. You're sitting nice and solid on that chair, and you're just going to lean to one side and then lean to the other side. Okay, just as far as you're comfortable with. Sit up nice and tall, and let's begin. Sway to one side, sway to the other. So what you may notice is as you're swaying to one side, your core muscles really have to activate to help keep you planted, keep your body in control. All of that, your feet may feel a shift in the weight as you sway from one side to the other. Just a little longer here. Get a good feel for it. And bring it back to center. All right, now what you may have guessed is we're going to do the same thing with our eyes closed this time. Same thing like before. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, feel free to just do the same thing with your eyes open. But if you felt pretty comfortable with that, I encourage you to try it with your eyes closed. Same thing, cross the arms up, sit up nice and tall. You may feel yourself start to slouch if those core muscles get a little tired, but we're also working on posture here. So sit up nice and tall, close the eyes, and let's sway. Sway to one side and then the other, remembering to breathe as well. Make sure you stay planted to the chair the entire time. Don't be cheating. Keep working a little bit longer here. Bring it back to center and open your eyes. Okay, awesome job with that one. This next exercise is going to be a little bit similar to that, but we're going to take it up a notch, only doing it with our eyes open, just for the record. But what you're going to do, you're going to keep your arms here. We're just kind of keeping our arms on our chest, just so we really have to focus on using our legs and our core, and we're not tempted to kind of use our arms to cheat. So what you're going to do, this time you're actually going to lean a little further, bring this cheek up off the seat, lift your foot up, bring the foot down, shift your weight to the other side, and lift this foot up. So basically you're balancing on one side as this foot is up and this cheek is off the seat. A little bit of a different feel. It's going to activate those core muscles more and just challenge your balance a little differently. Okay, so let's go ahead and sit up tall, arms are crossed, and begin. So lean to one side. Once you're there, pick up the foot, slowly put that foot down, lean to the other side. I want you to make sure that you're leaning first. So lean, lift up, and then bring it back down and to the other side. So don't just automatically bring your foot up as you lean. I want you to practice that control as you lean, and then picking up the foot. Lots going on here, even though it seems like a pretty simple exercise. Maybe you feel it, hopefully you do. A little longer here. And stop. Okay, nice job with that one. What we're going to do now is just change up kind of the way the balance feels. Instead of having our arms crossed over our chest, this time we're bringing our arms out in front of us. Same idea, this time we're just leaning forward and coming back again with the arms straight. One thing to note, sometimes those shoulders may want to creep up towards the ears, so try to roll those shoulders down and back away from your ears and keep them away from the ears the entire time. Okay, let's go ahead, sit tall, arms out, and just lean forward as far as you're comfortable and sit up nice and tall. Not leaning back all the way to the chair back, just to our starting position. You'll also start to notice that your shoulders may feel this. A simple shoulder strengthening exercise while we work on balance and core stability. Who would have thought? Still keep breathing here too. I know there's a lot to think about, but just make sure you're not holding your breath. Check in on those shoulders, make sure they're relaxed. Last one. And relax. Shake out the shoulders if you need to. Now, same thing, eyes closed. Okay, sit up nice and tall, shoulders down and back, hands out, close the eyes, and let's lean. Close the eyes only if you're comfortable doing so. Still keep breathing. A little longer, we're almost there. Are you still sitting up tall? Are those shoulders relaxed? And go ahead, bring it back to the starting position, open the eyes, and relax. Awesome job. Okay, we're going to keep moving right along. Those were kind of our posture exercises. Now we're going to focus more on some different types of toe taps. So this will just involve kind of a single leg stance, if you will, except obviously we're still sitting, but hopefully it still challenges you, maybe even works the brain a little bit as well. So to start, we're still sitting towards the front of the chair. All I want you to do is sit tall. You can have your hands kind of on your legs, or you can just keep them crossed at your chest or on the armrest. Just try to not, really lean on it or anything. I'll probably keep my arms crossed at my chest. What you're going to do, one leg at a time. So I'm starting with my right leg. I'm going to tap forward and bring it up. Tap forward and up. So basically my weight is staying on the left side for the entire time, and then we'll do it on the other side. Let's go ahead and begin. So tap up, and don't let that foot touch once you bring it back to the center. I still want you to sit up nice and tall too. It's a little bit more challenging when only one foot is on the floor. You're not putting a lot of weight down on that toe tap. We're just tapping down and bringing the foot up. So what you'll also start to notice is that you might feel it working the hips and maybe even a little bit of the legs. And stop. Okay, now we're going to the other side. Let's begin. Just tap, bring it up. Keep that other foot planted flat on the floor. Sitting up tall still. You're breathing. Your shoulders are relaxed. A little longer here. And stop. All right. Like I said, those hips are probably working. That's all good stuff. It's all part of the plan. Okay, next up what we're going to do, tap to the side and come up. So if you need to sit up a little bit more just so you have room to work, you can do so, but I don't want you to bring your leg all the way out here. It's just a comfortable tap out and back up to center without actually tapping down when you come to the center. So again, arms can go here. It can just kind of be in front of your chest, whatever works best for you. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. So tap out and up. Drive that knee up as you do so. Still sitting with that good posture. Notice how you're tapping on the floor. Is it a heavy tap or is it just a gentle tap? You are going for that gentle tap. And relax. Okay, let's go ahead and take it to the other side. Still sitting up tall and begin. Tap out and bring it up. Basically tapping out to the side with a little bit of a knee drive. Stay with me a little longer. Make sure this other foot is still flat on the floor. And relax. Okay, awesome job with those. Moving right along, the next one we're going to do is we're going to kind of make a clock with our feet, if you will. Basically what we're going to do is it's going to be tapping in a clock pattern. We're going to go both clockwise and counterclockwise. So basically, let's start going clockwise. From 12 to 6, you'll use your right foot. From 6 to 12, you'll use your left foot, if I'm thinking about that correctly. So the way to look, still tall in your chair, you're just gonna tap, center, tap, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 behind you, bring it back to center, and then just keep going around the clock. If your clock's not exact, that's okay. Once you get to the top, switch feet again. We're going to go through 2 times clockwise and then 2 times counterclockwise. Work the brain a little while we're at it. So let's sit up nice and tall and begin. Tapping, slow and controlled, basically incorporating the last 2 things we just did and then adding a little bit more to it. This is also a good way to work on some hip flexibility as well. Staying light on those feet. Making the brain work a little bit. Okay, this is my second time through. So now I'm going back counterclockwise. So same thing we just did, just the opposite direction. Two times through both. Okay, I'm on my second time through. All right, nice job with the clock. Let's move right along. This time, we're just going to those heel raises. We've done these before, but I just want you to sit tall, go all the way up on your toes as much as you can, and then gently bring the heels back down. Get ready, and let's begin. Focus on really working the calf muscles, working the motion in the ankles. Try to get a sense of if one ankle feels like it can bend a little bit more. Just really try to get in tune with your body, how it's feeling. All of these exercises will translate to when we're walking. Obviously, these muscles are involved with walking, so it's a good way to strengthen them while also working on the ankle mobility. Okay, this time we're going to toe raises. So lift those toes up. We just did the heel raises. Now we're lifting our toes up. This way you usually can't lift up as high, and that's common, no problems there. A little longer here. Probably feeling this in the front of the legs. Okay, next up, heel raises, toe raises, rocking back and forth. Let's go ahead and begin. Heel raise to toe raise. Make sure the heels come down before you lift the toes up and vice versa. And go ahead and relax. Awesome job. That's our kind of toe tapping series. The last ones we're going to do are sit to stand. So we've got a few different exercises involved with this. The first one is going to be our basic sit to stand, sitting back down. So once we do that, then I'll add to it, make it a little bit more exciting. So let's go ahead and begin. Stand up all the way and sit back down. Try not to use the armrest, but if you need to, you can most certainly use them to assist you up. Making sure that as you sit down, number one, you sit in the chair, and two, you sit down softly. You don't just plop down. Standing up nice and tall at the top, working our leg strength here. Let's go for one more, and relax. All right, hopefully you felt comfortable with that one. Like I said, we're going to take it up a notch and incorporate a little bit more balance into it now. So this time, still the same sit to stand, but what you're going to do is you're going to stand up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and sit back down. So we're just doing 4 marches, and then you sit back down. So this will be kind of that weight shift that we did earlier in the workout. Let's go ahead and give it a try. So stand up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and sit down. Make sure you don't march too far away from your chair. That wouldn't be good when you try to sit back down. Still standing up tall. Go at your own pace, whatever's comfortable for you. If you cannot use the armrest, that's great, but if you need to use the armrest, that's okay too. We're almost there. We're going for one more. Last one right here. And have a seat. Okay, last exercise. This time, you're going to stand up. You're going to go out, out, in, and then sit down. A little bit different. May take you 1 or 2 times to get in the groove. That's okay. We'll start slow and let's begin. So you're gonna stand up, out, out, in, chuck to make sure your chair's behind you and sit down. Out, out, in. Pay attention to which foot you start with. So mine is my right foot, because we're also going to lead with the other foot as well. Make sure you're still sitting softly in the chair as well. Last one with this foot. Okay, going right into the other foot now. So let's go ahead, stand up, switch it up, other foot, and sit down. Again, we're just making the brain work a little, so it may take you 1 or 2 times to kind of get in the rhythm, and that's okay. Do the best you can. The main thing is that you keep moving. Your legs might be burning a little. That's what we're going for, but don't worry. We've got one more, and then we've got our stretches. And relax. All right, awesome job. You made it through the working portion of the workout. Now we're going to move on to our stretches. You can stay seated in your chair, but you can go ahead and sit back all the way in the chair. We're going to start out just with some ankle circles. You can go opposite directions with each ankle, or you can make both ankles go the same way. It does not matter a bit to me. Let's switch directions. And now do some ankle pumps up and down. And relax. Okay, now sit forward on the chair again. Bring the right leg out, hands on the left leg, and just lean forward, keeping that chest up. Lean forward enough to feel the stretch in the back of your leg. Just hold it here, maybe take a couple of deep breaths. Those sit to stand exercises sometimes can get the heart rate up as well. Okay, bring that right foot in, left leg out, hands on the right leg and lean forward. And go ahead and sit up. Now we're going to do our piriformis stretch. So cross the right leg over the left leg, sit up nice and tall, feel the stretch in the right glute. Just as a reminder, if the stretch is too intense, you can bring that left foot further from you and just try to get your leg up as high as you can on it. Do what you need to do. Hopefully you still feel the stretch. Sitting tall. We're not bouncing on this leg or anything like that, we're just holding it. Enjoy how nice the stretch feels. Okay, let's take it to the other side. Cross that left leg over the right leg. And once again, sitting up nice and tall. Go ahead and bring that leg down. Sitting back in the chair again, let's go ahead and just do some wrist circles. So just keep your elbows bent, do some wrist circles. Same thing like the ankles, it doesn't matter which direction you start. Switch directions. And now just go up and down with those wrists. And relax. Roll those shoulders back a few times. Keep the shoulders down away from your ears. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Get that nice stretch on the left side. Remember to keep the right shoulder down. You're not trying to bring the right shoulder up to your right ear. Bring it to center. Now the left ear to the left shoulder. Back up to center. Tuck your chin to your chest, and you're just going to roll from one side to the other. Bring it back to the center. Sit up nice and tall. We're just going to finish off with a few deep breaths. So again, your arms are just relaxed. We're just really focusing on a deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So let's go ahead and inhale and exhale. And again, inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. And relax. Great job today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for joining me.